Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. I am going to do some finger knitting or finger weaving for you in today's video just to try something new. I do this with my 4th graders to tie into their Native American unit. Because we are in Colorado, we have the Ute Native American tribe among many others, but the Utes are the majority of Colorado from my understanding. So I actually years ago had some yarn donated to us from the Ute reservation down in Montrose. So I've been using that and we're gonna run out this year, so I'm definitely gonna have to go and find another tribe to donate. If not, I thought that the students could hand dye with some natural dyes some of the yarns and fibers. They love tie-dyeing and dyeing anything in 4th grade, so yeah, I'm going to include some of my teacher commentary just in case anybody else wants to use this in their classroom. And this is a relatively simple concept. I also tie this in to our kind of surviving our emotions unit in 4th grade. A lot of, I'd say 3rd to 4th to 5th, show me some emotions that are just a little outrageous. So I always bring in frustration. I tell the kids that frustration is a regular human feeling, a regular human emotion, and it's okay to feel that way, but it's the way we express our frustration is really what builds our character. So I give them some exercises like breathing. I tell them to take a step away from the project and move about the classroom, then come back to it. I tell them about grounding, which is what I learned, and that's just when you go around the room and describe objects that you see around the room, and that's always helpful. I'm not gonna lie, frustration is a big emotion that comes out of this project, so I'm constantly moving about the room trying to help different kids. We do 3 types of weaving, which is kind of what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to show you a series starting with today, which is the finger knitting, and then we will move on to what is called tabby weaving, and you can make that loom out of just a piece of cardboard, so I'll show you how to do that in the next video. And then we'll move on to what is called a God's eye. Because in the classroom not everybody celebrates God, we call it an art eye, and it's never given me a problem. But yeah, I'm just going to show you how to do this finger weave. This is definitely, I'd say, one of the harder weaves when it comes to each child's individual strengths. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to include some teacher commentary just in case you are using this in your classroom. These are just some sentences that I use, and yeah, here we go. All right, so first things first, I tell everyone to take off any rings that they may have. And I have 50-minute sections. By the time we get all set up and directions are given, I'd say we have about 35 minutes to actually weave. All right, so you need a ball of yarn. I tell the kids to embrace their inner kitten. I always think that's funny. And you're going to need an L. Always, always, always someone says L for loser, and I always correct L for love. And you're going to need the end of your yarn here. All you have to do is take the end of your yarn, put it through like this, let it hang out is what I say, and then you pinch it together. And that's your start of your loom. Your hand is the loom in this weave, but yeah. So you're going to take this and you're going to go over your finger, under your finger, over your finger, under your finger. You're going to loop around your pinky and do the opposite. Under your finger, over your finger, under your finger, over your finger. So now on each side you have this. And I always tell them to bring it down a little bit, and I like to keep mine pretty loose, and always remember to pinch the tail of your loom here. And then what you want to do over your whole hand like this and let it loosely hang out. So it needs to be above your weaves. I learned how to do this on YouTube, so there are plenty of videos out there if you're not finding mine very inspiring, but I always start from the pinky. I take this part of my yarn and I pull it over my pinky, I know it's a little hard to see here, and then I push down, and you just let that kind of hang out. And then you're gonna go over your ring finger and you push down. Over your middle finger, push down. Over your pointer finger, push down. And that's your first little weave here. So you'll see it kind of looks a little knotty in the back, and that's totally fine. I always tell kids that it's going to look a little bit knotty in the palm of your hand until it really starts to move. And all you do is just repeat that step. So go over your hand one more time. Start with your pinky and go over. Ring finger, go over. Middle finger, pointer finger. And then I always do this just to keep pressing it down. So you will see it start to build. And always make sure you're pinching your tail. And then you just keep doing it. I always reference Finding Nemo. Dory always says, just keep swimming. We just keep weaving. That's what I like to say. I like to do that. And you will start seeing frustration at about this level because it's a little hard for 4th grade tactily to do an over-under type of situation. Honestly, I'm part of this generation too, but I blame technology. They expect something to come to them almost immediately, and that's kind of a bummer right now to try and work through. So that's part of the frustration piece. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely guilty of it myself. If my technology doesn't work, I get a little impatient, and some emotions come out that I'm not very proud of. So I tell them that it's perfectly regular to have this type of feeling. I don't want them to be ashamed of their frustration because it's healthy to feel this way. But yeah, I totally blame technology because that's an instant gratification type of scenario, whereas weaving takes time and it takes some patience. So just gonna throw that out there that you're gonna have those types of frustrations in your classroom. All right, so I'm gonna speed this up and I will show you how it turns out at the end. I'm probably just gonna do about 1.5 feet or so, and then I will show you how to tie it off. When you get to the bottom of the palm of your hand or about your thumb line, you can just take your string here and let it go. And honestly, it'll be fine until the end, just letting your students know that you don't need to pinch the tail anymore. So what you can do at this point is finish that line and just clip the bottom. You need enough on your tail just to weave through the ends. You can now take them off of your fingers, and I loop through as I go each finger. So loop and take it off this finger and loop. Take it off that finger. Loop. Take it off that finger. And loop. Take it off that finger. So there are many things you can do at this point. What I like to do is tell the kids to tie the 2 tails together. So you could just do a double knot. You may find some kids have a struggle with a double knot, so you can make yourself available, go around and help. I know easier said than done. Most of us have 25 plus kids in our classes, but just try your best. And you can also ask other students who have built a confidence on this weave to go around and help others. But yeah, then they'll have this ring. Let me sit you up here. So now they'll have this ring here. Some kids wear it as a headband. Some kids, you know, wear it around their neck like this. I always tell my kids if they are going to wear it like this, check with their classroom teacher and make sure it's okay to be wearing something like this around them or on their head. but it's always okay to do in the art room. And yeah, this is how it came out. I love this project. I think it really gives us a chance to sit down and work with each other. Yes, it causes some frustrations, but yes, it definitely causes some frustration. But what I like to do is tell the kids, I have everyone close their eyes, and then I tell them, raise your hand if you're feeling frustrated. And almost everybody raises their hand, and they open their eyes and see that everyone's feeling frustrated. And then at about the 10-minute mark, 15-minute mark, I tell them to do the same thing, close their eyes, and I ask them, is anyone feeling a bit more confident? I got this from a 4th grade teacher, so shout out to you, Nicole, but she teaches her class to have grit, and that definitely comes into the classroom as well as the art classroom with connecting and things like that. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I'm not in my classroom. I think I have better lighting in my apartment, so that's why I do everything here. If you want to see some videos of my classroom and how we organize, create our own materials, do things on a budget, please let me know in the comments below, and we will see you next time. Bye.